haven't tasted it, it's been here since last year. The butter's fresh though, so you're alright.
Alright. 3 consecutive food of course. And starting itself, myself Melbourne, I'll be your server or the waiter on this table for you. And I'm come from India. Along with my chef, his name is Colin Nansen. He's going to be the executive sous chef. He's going to be explaining about food and all. So we work together to make your day a memorable one and a remembrance. And as you've chosen the chef table, it's basically a marriage of between the wines, you know, and you're gonna enjoy it throughout your course of the meal. That's gonna be my promise to you. And have you ever been for the chef table?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
really nice. On the same ship?
No.
But you've been before on this ship.
Yeah, I've been on this ship before.
Yeah, but never done this. This is almost a location we have chosen almost a year ago. We were doing it a different location. We didn't add it. Some ships they have their own location itself. It's really privacy and all. So we decided this is gonna be little of privacy. And this is the same table we convert them into the captain's table whenever captain comes down. As you just see the bread basket, we have 3 different kinds of bread in that. Starting we have olive bread stick. We have a ciabatta roll or the bread, which is made up of olives in that, and also the bellini, which is made up of olives and the herbs in that. See, and of course there's a butter on the side. So as a couple, I put a bread basket and a butter just to enjoy yourself. And as you see the menu, we're gonna have 6 courses, and with the 5 different kinds of wine. We're gonna start with the 3 white wine, followed by a couple of red, and of course Kalua shot with your coffee liquor with your dessert selection. And as she mentioned me about the soup, is there anything anybody likes to mention about any item? Try to anything? Everything okay with the menu? And please do welcome back and on the chef table, and please do enjoy yourself. And there's anything we could do to enhance your dining experience tonight, please let us know, as you have the experience already. So don't be hesitated, please let me know so we can do something for the betterment about it. Yeah. Take white and the red, there are 2 different ways of fermentation itself. When I talk about the white wine, in the fermentation process we take only the juice from the white grapes or the red grapes. It can be white or red, but we take only the juice from the grapes in the white wine. Whereas in the red wine, we're going to take everything into consideration. The juice itself, the pulp, the seed, the skin. So that's how the word tannins are formed in the red wine. So you're going to hear the word tannins again and again in the red wine, because all of this pulp and seed, it leads to the tannin inside the red wine. And if you like to examine the wine, there are 3 different ways you can examine the wine. Basically with the smell, the taste, and of course the color of the wine in your glass. And of course the white tablecloth is always a good reflection or the reflection to taste check the color of your wine into your glass. So that's always a good combination. And of course, as you see, there are 2 different characteristics with regards to the red wine. And when I pour it into your glass and when you swirl it in the red wine glass, there are 2 reasons or 2 characteristics we are looking into that. It's basically, the first thing is the aroma inside that. And definitely, as you see, the red wine glass a little bit taller and bigger, so you can swirl again and again. So it allows the wine, the tannin inside there to soften up. Before in the bottle, the tannins are a little bit harder. So when you swirl it again and again, it softens the tannin inside your red wine glass, not in the bottle, in your glass. So that's a second characteristic. In the white wine, you're going to find only one. You're just looking into the aromas. So whenever you go in a fancy restaurant and just swirl it, the white wine, you have to smell it. Otherwise, people are going to say what he's doing or what he or she is doing. So you have to smell. That's only one characteristic of the white wine. And starting itself, as you see, the first wine we have the Ferrari Carano. It's a Fume Blanc, African Blanc we have from Sonoma County. It's a 2014. When I talk about this Ferrari Carano, it's one of the signature wine. We have it on this ship, or we have it on this African Blanc. We have a couple of Sauvignon Blanc on the ship, which is more than that. Which the Kim Crawford is also really nice, but we assume this is much higher than the Kim Crawford. That's from New Zealand. And of course, the house one, we have the Calipera from Chile one. And when I talk about the Ferrari Carano, this is basically, as I said, it's a signature wine, and it has a versatile ripe fruit flavors of melon in that, a little bit of peach, a little bit of citrus, a little bit of grapefruit, and kiwi in that. And basically, this wine is both the barrel ferment. When I talk about both the barrel, we're going to feature 3 different kind of barrels during the wine process. We're going to find the stainless steel, the French oak, and the American oak barrels. So this wine is basically stainless steel and a French oak barrels fermented. And it also has a light notes of vanilla in there. It allows the wine with a bright acidity and a crisp brightness in that. And also this Ferrari Ferrano has 6 different appellations. When I talk about the appellation, it's like a region they have it. Starting with, they have a Dry Creek Valley, they have Russian River Valley, then they have the Anderson, then they have Alexander, then they have Napa Canero, it's just one, and the Mendocinos Ridge. These are the 6 appellations this wine is given. And it's really amazing wine to start with your meat. It's a little bit fruity, you're going to taste a little bit of fruity and some little bit of tropical fruits in that, as I mentioned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You stay there, you do this with me every night. You know what I mean? Would you like a drink?
Get a glass of water from the ocean, so free. The only thing
Cheers.
Good. You're happy?
Yes.
Yeah, I like a happy bunch. My name is Onion Nelson. I don't know if you can see it. I'm from Jamaica. I'm going to be the sous chef in charge of your 6-course meal tonight, right? And what can I say? Thank you again for choosing our chef here. Right? You know it's very dear to our chef heart. I'm going to be out here before you consume each and every meal, right? At least I will try. Hope nobody's kicking my butt at the back when I go back. So I'm going to be trying to be out here before you consume to explain to you in detail as how we actually prepare, right, the meal, right, and what to expect, right. So I want you to actually enjoy, and I will do my best to warm your taste bud, right. So let me start off with the art of farm. If you look at the bottom, there's a red line in there, and we do everything from scratch, right. Everything is made from scratch with our own hands. Right? Not like we don't make anything else. You know what I mean, right? So if you see the red line in there, what we did, we get the fresh tomato and we actually blend it and bring it back into juice, right? Strain it, bring it back into juice. Then we put it over medium heat and we try to reduce the water content inside it, right? So we boil it for a little bit, then we put a little basil, seasoning, and then we put a little bit of gelatin just to hold it. Not enough to make it edible, not enough to make it too hard. Enough that the avocado doesn't sink to the bottom, right? Then we get our fresh avocado and then we scoop it out and we put in a food processor and we blend it again. And then we season. And you can see that we're going through with some art of farm with the tomato and with the tomato, right? So ladies and gentlemen, welcome again, thank you, and enjoy.
Thank you.
Starting with the second wine we have, that's one of the best Chardonnays I prefer and I always recommend to people, which is called as the Cape Red Chardonnay from Napa Valley. It's a 2014. When I say 2014, it was ideal growing condition year in the Napa Valley, which led to an early harvest of perfectly ripened Chardonnay grapes. Because of the early harvest, they were not really prepared for where to store the juice around. So they started storing in the stainless steel just for a quick, like 2 to 3 months. Then transferred them into the French oak barrels for almost 16 to 17 months. And this winery has been around since 1973. And it is a crisp Chardonnay with a perfect depth and a balance in that. And they basically harvest the grape between the mid of August till the first week of September. Just for the ideal balance of sugar and acidity inside that wine. And it's a long on a finish side. And it has a taste of a pear, peach, vanilla, honey, and a spicy oak. And I was working in a specialty restaurant, so whoever wants to recommend about the Chardonnay, but I used to always do this, and people used to have this restaurants.
You get it now?
Mm.
I did order now, right?
Who's cooking the meals?
Who's cooking it? I'm cooking it and bringing it and out here at the same time. Okay.
You want your cheese and toast, don't you?
Shepherd's Corner menu.
Yeah, can I have ham, egg and chips, please?
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the next course we're having is soup, right? And you might have it before, even on board, right? But I'm gonna be such a show off tonight. Nobody can make it like I do. Okay? It's actually sweet pea soup or split pea soup, right? You might know it as green peas, right? So what we did was actually we sweat the green peas with a little bit of onion and garlic first over medium heat, right? Just to infuse the flavor, right? Then we glaze it with a little bit of white wine, right? Then we remove it from the pan, and then we blend it, put it in a food processor, food mixer, right? And blend it or a blender, and blend it. Then we put it back in the pan, add a little bit of vegetable stock, right? But because of peas have its own natural body, just like potato or any other the body, right? You didn't have to put anything much inside. So what we did was put it back, and you can put a little bit of roux inside it to give it a little body. But what we did was put back in the pan and we reduce it some more. And then we add a little bit of cream to it, right? And because I was such a show off, I add a little bit of truffle oil to it.
Yeah.
Give it that extra kick. And you can start eating, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want your food to get cold, so you have an idea what I'm talking about. Okay. So, and if you look inside it, you can actually see something like quail eggs. We call it quail eggs, right? Yeah, quail eggs. So what I did is actually real eggs. What I did was separate the white from the yolk, right? And I have a mold at the back. I remade it, right? So I remade it in a small egg. Okay. So actually, when you take what the flavor that you're looking for, when you take the first bite, the brain's supposed to be actually saying, let's take another one. Right? So if your brain not saying that, I actually probably did something wrong. If your brain not saying that. Okay? So then the little saltness of the bacon and the sweetness of the pea is supposed to blend right in with your champagne. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, again, enjoy.
Thank you.
And also the second Chardonnay we have it. That's La Crema Chardonnay from 2015. The one which we featured was, a couple of those was 2014. And this is from the Sonoma Coast, again from California. And when I talk about this La Crema Chardonnay, this grape requires a very cool climate, first of all. And it is an artisan way of wine making. When I say artisan, it's a way older way of making their wines. They follow their own routine. And when I talk about they have a very ripe aromas of floral, green apple, lemon peel, and some followed by touch of spice in that. And has the flavors of lemon drop in that. A little bit of yellow plums, white stone fruits, and some honeydew melon in that. This is richly textured and concentrated with a balanced acidity. That's what I'm going to use it. And when I talk about the pairing, as I said, the pairing doesn't matter at all. If you like a certain wine, you're going to enjoy that wine throughout the course of the meal. Regardless it's white or red, or regardless it's whether it's a light meal or the heavy meal. If you like the wine, you're going to enjoy it. But just for the pairing, it goes with this seafood, which has the straws, like we're going to feature. Also the risotto, which I've tried to organize a couple of risottos for the which don't like the shellfish. And also the roast chicken is also a nice combination to go with this. And also this wine can also last for the dessert. The key lime pie is the best combination, or you can have it throughout the course of the meal to finish for your dessert. Also we have a lot of, we also have a Pinot Noir La Crema, which we do sell now.
So the next dish you're gonna have is actually a lobster dish, right? And we're so keen into retaining the nutrients and the flavor within the food. Right, what we did was actually wrap the lobster in a plastic wrap and then we poach it, right? So none of the flavor, none of the nutrients get loose, right? And lobster have its own actual flavor, so you didn't have to add anything much to it, right? So what we did was put a little pepper, a little bit of lemon juice and stuff, and put it in a plastic wrap, and then we poach it. And like any food, if you overcook it, it becomes rubbery. So we did poach it for about 3 minutes, right? And then we remove it from the liquid, right? The sauce that it's serving with is actually lemon beurre blanc. And the way how we make our lemon beurre blanc is actually with the fish bone, mirepoix and stuff, and make it cluster. Then we strain it off and then make a roux, right? And then we add it together. If you're gluten-free or lactose-free, you don't have to put any of those inside, right? And then we season. It's best to put your seasoning last, right? Like the peppers and stuff, right? Because the season stands out. Okay? Yeah. So, and what you see in there, those black dots that you see in there, right? Is actually caviar. Right? And those orange dots you see, we call it coulis, red pepper coulis, which we call, what we did was actually our red pepper sauce. Right? Red pepper beurre blanc. You know what I'm talking about. What we did was actually roast off the red pepper, right? And take off the outer layer, the skin. Then we dissect it, take out the seed. And then we saute after with a little bit of onion and garlic, right? Then we deglaze it with a little bit of white wine. You can start eating this. I don't want you to get cold. And then we deglaze it with a little bit of white wine. Then we add a little bit of cream to it. Blend it in a blender, then add a little bit of cream to it, right? To get that smooth texture. Then you can add a little bit of butter to it to uplift the flavor, right? So ladies and gentlemen, again, enjoy.
Thank you.
It's a nice term. When any wines which has more than one grape, there's a term we call meritage. When you say meritage wines, that means they have more than one grapes in that. And this is basically has 4 different kind of grapes in that. I'm going to go later on. But starting with the Charles Group Merlot from Napa Valley, 2012. And when I talk about the Charles Group Merlot, this is the oldest winery, established in May 1861. And it's owned and operated by the Peter Mandavi family for many generations. And it has aromas of ripe, red and black fruits, and followed by hints of spice in that. And also has the flavors of berry and cherry, which allows the wine to linger on a palate and has a very long and smooth finish of the wine. And basically when I talk about this fermentation, it's both the barrel fermented. It's a French oak barrel fermented and American oak barrels for almost 17 months. And the Charles Group Merlot, the one who found it was of a German, and he migrated to Philadelphia in May 1847. And he was instrumental of developing California region as a wine growing region. So that's why we had a lot of wines from California coming up. And also when I talk about the Charles Group Merlot, it's basically the wine knowledge is vast, you know. Even the winemakers, they are still learning a lot. Every time when I talk about the 100% Cabernet, there are some wines which are really 100% grape. We have Nimes, which is 100% Cabernet. We have Oberon, which is also 100% Cabernet. But as I mentioned, it has 4 different kind of grapes in this. Starting with when I talk about the Merlot, the majority is Merlot in that. It's 86% of Merlot in that. Then we have a 10% of Cabernet Sauvignon. We have 3% of Malbec, and of course 1% of Cabernet Franc. When I talk about this percentage, it can get fluctuates, you know, one up, one down. It's all about. And it's a really amazing wine, trust me. And whenever you see the bottle with a little bit of like this, it means the best quality wines, you know. Some bottles they just have a base. Whenever you see, you can have a nice grip of it. So that means these are best quality wines. And this has the highest percentage of volume of alcohol in this. We're gonna have another different one, Cabernet, to full body, but they're gonna have less than what the Merlot is having. It's 15% of alcohol volume in this.
Continue.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with your permission. Like I said before, everything was made from scratch, right? And what we did was actually braise the short ribs, in the oven. We actually cooked it for about 250 Fahrenheit for about 6 hours, right? And we cook it at such low temperature that the meat doesn't have time to tighten up. The meat take time and relax and cook at its own pace, right? We remove it from the liquid in the morning, or we cook it overnight, and we pull it apart, right? Then we re-season it again, and then we add our cheese to it, right? Then we put it aside, and then we make our flaky pastry. We will make our pastry. If you use the palm of your hands, the pastry becomes hard after a while, right? Yeah. So we use the fingertips that we can actually incorporate here, right? And then we spread it out, we cut it out, and then we put our fillings inside and close it back, right? And then bam, that's how you get your ravioli, right? And then the sauce that he's serving with, you can start eating, ladies and gentlemen. The sauce that he's serving with is actually Barolo sauce. And if you go anywhere, probably the internet or anything, it does have a different idea of how Barolo sauce is supposed to be made or how it's made. But the way we made it on the ship is we actually, over medium heat, we melt back the brown sugar. You can use brown or white, but preferably brown sugar because we need the color, right? So we melt it back, turn it back into liquid, right? The brown sugar. And then we deglaze it with some red wine, right? Then we add our beef stock. And again, you can use roux or whatever thing ingredients you want. And we use some roux to give it some water, right? And then you can see I garnish it with some horseradish spring, and it does white dots. So you see there's actually horseradish spring, right? So ladies and gentlemen, again, enjoy.
Thank you.
As rare as it comes, mate, please.
Medium rare.
That's gonna be fine, yeah?
Yeah.
The fifth wine we're gonna have is the Legend Poulier. It's from 2012. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon from Bordeaux. When I talk about the Legend Poulier, this wine has a great elegance and a great finish in that. This wine is basically it's a 40% aged to 6 to 7 months in barrels, specially crafted at the Lafite Cooperage. And this Legend Poulier has a superb complex notes of tobacco, a little bit of dry flowers, and some minty notes in that. And also this wine has a very deep structure and also has a robust on the palate, and which allows the wine and has a long peppery finish at the end. These are the classic and the good quality wines, and their main objective is to offer the classic Bordeaux wines with the immediate charm in that. And these wines basically have 4 different appellations. This is from Bordeaux. When I talk about the Legend Poulier, the Bordeaux itself, one appellation. Then we have the Bordeaux Blanc. Then we have the Madoc and the Poulier, one which is tonight. So these are the 4 appellations. And this one is also a blend of 2 different kind of grapes. The 70% is a Cabernet in that, and the 30% of Merlot. And as a pairing, this wine goes well with heavy meats and some heavy cheeses. This is the best with that. And this is, as I said, it's alcoholic. It's 12.5 body compared to the Merlot of this one. There are 3 purposes of this. This is a proper measure of the wine. As I said, it allows the wine to aerate more inside the bottle. And of course, it's very useful for the old vintage wines, where some of the wines tend to have some residue in the bottom of the bottle. So it comes and allows to settle down over here. It doesn't allow you to pass it to your glass, so you can have a very smooth flow of wine in your glass.
What happens when you get to the bottom of the glass? Or the bottom of the bottle?
Yeah, some of the
You end up
residue.
with it all in the last bit.
Good question.
He's learning. It's cool. I've never
Sit
seen
on
that
glass
before.
in the bottle, like that's the only that's what I was asking.
Thank you.
What, a meth pipe? Yeah, you definitely get him spinning home then, wouldn't you?
Oh, you're recording it? Okay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the grand finale, right? Like I always tell my guests, there's a difference between boiling and steaming, right? So what we did with the mashed potatoes, we actually steam it instead of boiling. We don't immerse it in the water, right? You can actually bake it and then remove the outer layer, right? And then we put it in a food mixer and we make it into food, right? Then we add a little butter and we add a little bit of cream to it and salt, a little bit of salt and pepper. The last, you can start eating it if you wish. Yeah. So that's what we did. Add a little bit of butter, a little bit of cream at the last end, right? And then we add a little bit of chocolate oil.
Yay.
That awesome taste, right? And we did the same thing with the beef like we did with the lobster to retain all the flavor. So what we did was wrap it in a plastic wrap, put some garlic cloves inside it, some rosemary, right? Wrap it in and season it very well. Wrap it in a plastic wrap, and then we keep it 250 Fahrenheit for about 4 hours. And you can season the amount, right? So the temperature is just warm enough to relax the meat and make it cook, right? And you can see I serve with some broccoli with carrot and asparagus. That we just saute in some olive oil with a little bit of garlic confit and seasoning. And the sauce that I'm serving in is morel sauce. We get our morel and pork dry. So what we do, we actually soak it and then remove it from the liquid, then we chop it up, right? And then we sweat some onion and some garlic over medium heat. Then we deglaze, put the morel inside, and then we deglaze it with some red wine. Then we add our beef stock. And again, if you're gluten free or lactose free, you don't have to use any of them. Use roux inside it. As in butter, you know roux is made from butter and flour, right? So we use a little bit of that inside it. And then we add a little bit of butter at the last end just to give it that glassy look, that awesome flavor that you're looking for. That's finishing flavor, right? So again, ladies and gentlemen, our lady and gentlemen, it was a pleasure serving you. Right, second season is just started. The dessert is coming up soon.
Yeah.
And I'll try to come back and check on you again. But if I don't, that means somebody's kicking my butt at the back.
Okay.
Right? So it was a pleasure, and thank you again for choosing our chef here.
Thank you. Thank you.
How old? I don't know, about 3 weeks. I got 8 in the morning, believe me. Last year when I was on the ship, they had the same plates out.
Go on, Ben, describe that wine.
Oh, God. I've lost it again.
Go on, say what you said. Go on, grab it. It's like a moonlight set in a distance.
Well, you can tell by the body. I don't know what I said, I'm forgetting the flavour. Sets off like a firework over the moonlight. The only sort of fireworks you see on New Year's Eve, you know? On all angles. You could tell the empowerment of it. Obviously been settled since about 1664 AD.
Settled?
Yeah. Settled and turned, about 1759.
Said a few times, is it?
Let me taste it.
Huh?
That ain't the one I was thinking of.
In that.
I don't have much luck with them, Irish.
It has a sponge cake underneath the mousse, because just to stand up the mousse cake on that, just to put it in the bottom. And as you see the ice cream, we have the pistachio ice cream, which is served with the cookie dust underneath. As you see some dust underneath, it's a cookie dust. And basically it is served with the coffee liquor, which is called as kalwa. So just enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
I don't suppose I can have a Prosecco.